What's up, everyone? This is Seth with the Landing Page Dudes, and today I'm going to be showing you the before and after for a new brand we're working with called Steammop. But before I do that, I want to jump into our new agency website. If you haven't checked it out, it's absolutely incredible. We decided to build a website that looked like a Shopify product page, given that we work with so many different Shopify brands. So what you're looking at right now is the new website, and you can see that we even created our own tequila brand to kind of show off all the different 3D renders that we can create. And the way it works is whenever you click on an image or any of these flavors, our bottle will load with something completely different. This one has an animal skull. This one has a hand in it. This one has a snake in it. This one has a flower in it. And as you can see, we're trying to give you all different versions that we work with. Another cool thing about the website is depending whichever flavor you click on or whichever image you click on, automatically the entire site is going to borrow that color. So just to show you what it looks like, kind of jumping through. If you haven't paid a visit, please do. We're very proud of it. I want to thank Dan Apro. He worked with us on this. He designed it, he developed it, and I think he's worked on our last 3 websites. So shout out to Dan, and thank you for making something that we absolutely love. Now, as we jump into the project, this client is called Steam and Go. They approached us because they were looking to create a product page that had a more brand premium aesthetic and that could help them sell more products. So first, I'm going to show you what they're dealing with. This is their website on mobile. And as you can tell right off the bat, it's very bare bone, and I'll kind of dive deeper into that. In this video, I'll show you a different format where we're going to be kind of looking into the product page more in detail. But this is what it looks like ultimately. It's kind of like a generic, super simple product page that you would see on most Shopify sites. So let me just scroll all the way down. Awesome. Now, whenever we tackle a project, it's important to kind of get our objectives in a row. What are we tackling? What can we improve? And, that always begins with us identifying the problems. And the main thing that we see here is in the hero section, there's a lot going wrong. The brand uses this low quality product image, and it gives the aesthetic of like a dropship AliExpress feel. And that's like undermining trust and branding. Many of you that have experience or shop online, you can immediately tell when you land on a dropship website. It's that lack of branding, it's that stock photography, and it's very obvious for those that can call it out. And that is obviously going to lead to lower conversion rates. For me, I would never buy from a website that gives that aesthetic. You just don't trust it. You don't know if you're going to get the product. You don't know how long it's going to take. And that was kind of the first thing that we noticed when we landed on this page. Now, getting into more detail. Now, I'll go back to the site because this is not the most highest quality, but the frequently bought together app. Now, the client uses this, and the issue with it is that, it's very overwhelming. There's just so much going on. And it's kind of like, you're just forced to buy something. Like the website doesn't ease into anything. It's just, frequently bought together. Do you want all this stuff? Yes or no? And one of the biggest issues is that it doesn't give you the ability to customize. For example, here you could see the eucalyptus mint water. So for this Steammop, you have to buy water that goes inside of it. And the brand has over 5 different flavors. So, if you were to land on this website, and I know many people that don't like the smell of eucalyptus, this would automatically be something that would not appeal to you because you're forced to buy the eucalyptus. Whereas if you were to build this custom, we can give them options to choose the flavor variant that they wanted. So ultimately with this frequently bought together app, I know it works well on some stores. To me, again, it just looks very cheesy. It's not customizable. And from an eye point of view, it's very disorganized and very overwhelming. So we wanted to address that. Now, one thing that we always try to do is how can we eliminate recurring apps for clients? Frequently Bought Together is a great app, but if we could build something that aesthetically looks better, more customers convert and they can customize, then why not build it natively and get the customer off this app? Another major thing was the call to action. So if you look at the call to action button, it just lacks a lot of important elements. For example, when am I going to receive my product? When does this product ship out? Where are the trust badges? Where are the trust icons? It's very bare bone, especially for a product. I'm not going to say premium, but over 159 euros, which is about 165 USD. There should be more information there to kind of build trust. And then ultimately, the biggest issue is that call to action is not above the fold. Now, the customer does use an app, but you could see it only comes in when you're all the way down here. It does not show in the first fold, which I think is super important. That call to action should always be floating. And when we develop this for the client, that call to action is always going to be there. Now, when we look at under the fold, some of the issues that we see is that, again, it's very outdated. The colors, the branding, the icons, it just feels like it's come out of an AliExpress pamphlet. It doesn't build trust. You don't think that you're buying, a sleek, professionally branded product. It looks like someone just put a website together, found a product online, and you're purchasing from them. Now, one of the biggest issues is this brand claims it has a 10-in-1 all-purpose steamer. Now, besides this super small image, it doesn't go into detail as to what am I getting exactly. And that's going to deter buyers. If I see 10-in-1 all-purpose steamer, and that's their marketing angle. So when they're running ads, when they're selling this product, that 10-in-1 is their slogan, is that 10-in-1 all-purpose steamer. They don't have a section where it really explains to you what each piece is, what it does, and why you should purchase it. And I think that's going to cause a lot of confusion, because if I'm buying something that's 10-in-1, I want to know exactly what I'm getting, especially at this price point. An image is not enough. I need to know the detail. What floors does it work on? What type of power does it need? Does A, B, C, D? All these questions have to be answered. And here we don't have that, which I think is very, very important, is to have a section that clearly explains what's included in this 10-in-1 solution. And then the last thing is the lack of product use cases. So when you're on the page, it's not very clear as to what this vacuum, or should I say steam mop, can do. Where can I use it? How can I use it? What type of floors? And all these different use cases. So those are the issues that we came across and that we wanted to tackle. Is everything you see here is going to prevent someone from adding to cart and checking out. So when we begin our design process, these are things that we do as a team, where we identify the problems, and then we try and find a solution that is not only aesthetically better, but also leads to higher conversion. Now, before I jump into the design, I want to explain to you that we did the 3D rendering for the design. It's important that everything looks beautiful, it looks aesthetic, and as you can see here, this is what you want to be. You want to be sleek, you want to be futuristic, and again, I have to thank our all-star Murillo for being incredible. Not only did he do the 3D render for the actual mop, but he made these beautiful lifestyle scenes that allow us to really show the product in different environments. Showing it on a couch, showing it on the floor. And on top of that, we also did the 3D render for every single piece. So every single accessory that they sell, that 10-in-1, we modeled it because we wanted it to be at the forefront of the design. Again, if you're buying something that says 10-in-1, you want to make sure that you clearly explain the benefit of each piece. So without further ado, let's jump into our design. Now, the idea here was we wanted to create a brand, something that screamed minimal, sleek, beautiful, and allowed the customer to add as much as they can. So I'll jump into mobile because that's kind of where all the viewport is going to be. Majority of traffic is going to be on mobile. So I'm going to jump into mobile and show you what this looks like. So right off the bat, we have the hero. We have a beautiful 3D render. We have an image that uses text. And we wanted to say, this is clean, not a dirty mop. A lot of people that use mops, the problem with them, they become dirty. And at some point you're like, am I just splashing dirty water on my floor? And we wanted to build social proof. So right off the bat here, we have that hero. We have the bestseller badge. We have the social proof right underneath with the stars. We have our badges again, the bestseller, the 30 off promo, a description that allows the customer to read more if they want to. Remember, we always provide that. You should never force the customer to scrolling down and seeing so much text. The average person will spend less than 30 seconds on a page. And if half of it is just text, they're not gonna buy from you. That's why we always give this ability that if you wanna read more, you can click on this link and it'll expand down. Now, as I mentioned before with the call to action, previously before, the customer just had a call to action button. What we wanted to add was the ability to have the payment icons there, as well as when am I going to receive this product. Now, the cool thing about this widget is that we build it natively and it's dynamic. Inside of the Shopify customizer, you can set the average time that your product arrives. We give you a meter that you could drag, be 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, whatever you set it to, this date here will always show dynamically. And we've tested this on so many different clients and so many different product pages, and having this information underneath the call to action drastically increases conversion rates. People want to know, when am I going to receive my product? It's the highest reason for chargebacks, and as customers are getting more used to, same day and next day shipping from Amazon, it's important that you have this on the product page. Now, one of the things that we're most proud of is how we built the ability for customers to add these upsells. Now, keep in mind, previously before, what the customer was using was this frequently bought together app, which was messy, it was all over the place. You weren't able to customize and choose certain variants. So what we wanted to do was create this very simple step-by-step process that if you want to add different things, all you have to do is click on the plus sign. So if you want to add the eucalyptus flavor because you like it, add it. If you don't, we have the lavender, the clean ocean, the Hotel California, the tropical boom, and you'll notice that's not possible using this app. Not only now is it more customizable for a customer who would prefer a different scent, but you'll also be able to increase your AOV. They might want to get now lavender and clean ocean and eucalyptus. So we've made it in a way where it looks like it's step by step. And of course it's under the call to action because we want this to be optional. We don't want to force customers into purchasing this, but we do want to make sure, they have the ability to customize their order. So once you've selected your water, underneath, you can see here, we have the ability to add a detergent. Just some education, as I mentioned before, this product requires water and detergent. So just to kind of give you an idea of what that means is here you see there's two different areas. On the right is where you put the water. On the left is where you put the detergent. And that was an issue that the client had. With the frequently bought together app, he wasn't able to sell both. So what we wanted to do was choose the water, choose the detergent, choose your mop pads, and give the customer the ability to click and add, and build a higher AOV. This is 100% native. That's the beautiful thing about it, is that the customer is not going to have to pay for a recurring app, and he'll be able to fully edit it in the future. If he wants to add a different scent, or if he wants to remove a different scent, if he wants to play around with pricing, all of this will be fully editable within the Shopify customizer. Under that, of course, we have our FAQ accordion, which is really important. What's included, the product technology, and the return policy. Now, this is kind of where we're most excited about is, when you think about building product pages, you have to think about hierarchy. What comes first, what comes second, and what comes third. And we knew right away that we wanted to put the attachments. We wanted to explain clearly what was included inside of this kit. We wanted to give information and context to what every single piece does and why you should have it. So the second section is dedicated to these beautiful 3D renders that Murillo made, and for the ability for the customer to know inside and out every single piece that's included. Underneath that, you could see both on mobile and desktop, we wanted to explain all the different applications in terms of all the different floors. And again, this is super important. You know, if you have a special tile, a special hardwood, it's going to answer all of your questions. And the idea here was we wanted to show different images in these swatches and explain to customers all the different surfaces that this mop can be used on. Underneath, we have icons. They are dummy, but the idea here is that the aesthetic is simple line, it's minimal, and we wanted to keep it that way, opposed to kind of having this very, you know, old school and aggressive look right here. We wanted to keep it in brand and make it nice and make it digestible, but also keeping within the brand aesthetic. Now, for this section, it's one of the most important. It's visual, and you could see on mobile, we stack it, whereas with the client, what they do is they use a carousel, which is not good because a lot of people, for example, like this, a lot of people wouldn't even know that this is a carousel. So it's important that when you're on mobile, you're thinking about the mobile experience. And what we've done is we've stacked all the different use cases. You can clean it on your floor, on your tile and grout, on kitchen surfaces, on wrinkles, you know, it's battery life. And again, like we are using dummy content here, but the idea is that we want to visually show how is this product used? Where can I use it? Can I use it on my couch? Can I use it on animal hair? Can I use it for spills? You know, can I use it on clothes? And we want to make sure that we tackle every use case. Underneath, we have a very simple video section. This video section on play will play one of the brand's videos. And then again, you know, one of the highest priorities for this customer is to lock people into subscriptions. So obviously the mop isn't a product you're going to subscribe to, but one of their biggest sellers is the water. So we dedicated this section, instead of having, you know, other products you can purchase, this section is dedicated to the water. You'll be able to add a water to the page, so, you know, subscribe to it without even leaving. So the idea here again is we wanted the customers to be able to add a subscription to the cart without leaving it. Below that, we have the reviews. Now 9 out of 10 times, this section is going to be replaced with the customer's review app. If it's Judge Me, if it's Luke, but we always build it in. You know, if the customer might want to use manual reviews, we have it. But 9 out of 10 times, we will replace this section with the customer review. Below, we have the FAQ, and that's pretty much the difference, and kind of just to show you the before and after again, and how we really wanted to build a brand, make things not only aesthetic, but better, improve the UI, UX into customizing the product, add more trust badges, add more social proof, have everything you can think of. If customers want to know about every piece, you know, what floors, all the different use cases. So we're very proud with this. We'd love to hear your feedback. And again, super excited about these 3D renders that Murillo made. We think they're an incredible addition to the product page, and we're excited to see more. I want to thank you all for following our channel. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot a comment in the comment section, and please subscribe. Have a great day.